Justine, it's like charges dropped Friday here on the Jerry Agar Show. He just joined us. One of the charges was dropped against the two members, I don't know, members of the Liberal government. They were assistants to Dalton McKenty. One of their charges has been dropped. This is the vet. We saw the photo of him slamming a cat against the table. The video, yeah. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Justine. More on that coming up on In-Depth Radio, News Talk 1010.
News. Breaking news. The explosion. Breaking news. Massive orange fireballs. Breaking news.
That really doesn't sound like.
Did you see that video?
I didn't.
He just takes the cat and goes whack like that, like he grabs it by the back legs and bam against the table. I mean, if you can't handle the fact that animals are difficult to deal with sometimes, shouldn't be a vet.
That's not your job.
No, I couldn't do it.
No.
I couldn't be a vet, and I couldn't be a doctor for people for, like, I considered going into medicine. I considered being a surgeon, because I wanted to work with people who've got a problem. Whereas, you know, like your whiny little thing.
Yeah.
And you know where that comes from?
Where?
I had a problem where there was a growth inside my chest. I could feel it. I did a breast self-examination, and yeah, but it was like there was a quarter in there or something. Like it was. So I went to the doctor, and the doctor cut me open and took a chunk out of it and sent it off to a lab in Dauphin or Winnipeg or something.
First, they make a hole in your roof,
and I went to school.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, like he had cut deep enough that he put a suture inside and then he put a suture outside. The suture inside would just eventually dissolve.
I'm Brad Gates, owner of Gates Wildlife Control.
So blood started to build up. I started to feel like, oh, this is not good. And I went like this to say to the teacher, I got to go. And it split the thing on the outside, and there was blood everywhere. And like I'd been shot.
Wow.
And I went, and the teacher says, go. And so I went out of the room, and the janitor grabbed me and got in the car, and we drove over to the doctor. And it was before cell phones, so it wasn't like or maybe the office called or something. Well, the doctor, his wife ran the front office. He was the doctor, and it was in the house they lived in. It was not from a small town, right? And I came through the door, and I came through the front door, and she looked at me and she said, "Go in right now. Go in." And a lady jumped up. I've been here for half an hour, and my daughters have colds, and you know, and she was like, "Just sit down." Right? Blood everywhere. I could have been shot. She doesn't know that. I thought, oh my God, I couldn't deal with people like that.
Yes.
I'm sorry your little snowflakes have a cold, but you know.
Exactly. Priorities. You can handle the ER stuff. Because that's in and out, right? That zips out. You can prioritize.
Yeah, and the doctor said to me,
at fordservice.ca.
"Is somebody driving you?" I said, "Yeah." "Go to the hospital."
Right.
"I'm going out the back door and I'll see you at the hospital."
To get away from the snowflakes.
Well, yeah, like, you know.
I know.
Yeah, like you have to wait, the doctor's busy, you know, whatever. People would go in there without an appointment. It's just a small town doctor thing. So you didn't really have the right to just demand that he see you. You know, I had an appointment for 10 o'clock.
Right.
And he's the only doctor in the area, so he's going to have to deal with whatever he deals with. So I went to the hospital, and then he sewed me up there, fixed it up, said, "You're good," and you know, I went home, I think, and got cleaned up or whatever, and he went back to his office, went in the back door, and said, "Okay, let's see the little snowflakes."
Go to standupforcancer.ca to learn more.
Toronto's breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is Jerry Agar.
It's a Motown Friday. I'm Jerry Agar. She's Lianne Phillipson of LiannePhillipson.com and SproutRight.com, nutritionist. By the way, I saw today you sent me an email, and you got like all these letters after your name, like you're a lawyer or something.
Oh.
What does all that stuff stand for?
So I have DIP,
Yeah, you're a dip. I said
I'm
to
a
Becky,
dip.
she's a dip.
I'm a dip. Dip Ion, which is a diploma from the Institute for Optimum Nutrition. So I actually did my original training in London, England.
Okay.
And then RNCP is Registered Nutrition Consultant Practitioner. That's a Canadian designation.
I thought the CP stood for Calorie Police. That's what I thought.
No, quite. That's what the insurance companies recognize, so I can give a receipt.
All right. Insect protein could make our meals more environmentally friendly. We're not talking about the environment on it so much with Lianne as we are about whether or not actually this is ever going to catch on. And I mentioned before we took the break there that I saw on a show on the Food Network. It was one of those deals where they opened the basket and it was chopped or something like that. And one of them was cricket flour.
Right.
But it seemed to me it was flour. Like they used it as
flour.
They would use normal flour.
Yes.
But it's not made out of a grain. It's made out of a creature.
Yes. Which means that would have more protein potentially than rice flour or wheat flour or something like that. I've never used it, so I'm not sure how you would use it, but obviously on the Food Network they've probably dabbled with it a little bit or decided to try something.
No, they're just jamming the contestants is what they're doing.
Yeah,
but still
you've got to figure it out. So I don't know how it acts, but in that case it would have more protein in it and could be healthier to my understanding and what I've read, because I haven't actually tried it myself. I don't believe it tastes really that different. I don't think it really has a particular taste. Does it taste like, how would it have been in your cupcakes the other day? Don't know. Could you make all chocolate cupcakes with cricket flour or whatever it is? I don't know. But there still is, the jury's kind of still out. Time magazine actually, with this whole sustainable, more protein sort of way of going with this, they actually debunked it completely. And a study was done where they fed crickets the typical stuff, or grasshoppers. It might have also been grasshoppers, where they just eat whatever, anything that's out there, waste, all of that kind of stuff. And then they also fed them the same stuff the same feed that they give chickens, and then measured the protein content. And actually, the protein content in the end was exactly the same with the grasshoppers or crickets that were fed the same as chickens. So yes, they may not need as much water, you don't have to have the big pens, all that kind of stuff, but the argument in Time magazine was we're still feeding them the grain to make them as healthy as we think they are, whereas if you just give them the waste stuff, they don't last as long, they're not as big, they're trying to maximize and compare apples to apples a little bit more.
Because if they were going to be a source of protein for us, we would have to raise them. We're not going to just send children out to pick them out the field.
Yeah, go and go get dinner from between the blades of grass or something like that. So, but then also, Men's Health magazine say that they put them in their protein bars and they're absolutely amazing for, their muscle men that are heading out to the gym. It was a particular article I came across in Men's Health. So it does look more sustainable. So there's that, but we still have to get past the, you're going to actually eat bugs. In the flour form, I think it's different, but sitting there having, chocolate covered or deep fried, anything like that, and as you and Lisa were talking about, with the crickets, it's a bit different to the legs of the grasshopper.
All right, so Jim Richards is here. Would you eat food? The shocked look on your face answers the question. You wouldn't eat.
I probably would try it,
Yeah, if somebody said, did you have any of the cupcakes that Melissa made on Halloween?
No, what was in those?
Oh, flour. But I'm just saying.
I was just wondering.
If she came in,
good question there.
If she came in and said, "I've made a batch of chocolate cricket flour cupcakes,"
I think I would probably try it.
You'd try it.
Yeah, I would.
All right. What are you gonna?
It seems to be that in groups people will eat more, right?
Oh, that's it.
So at the baseball game in Seattle, they'll have it. But if you're just like, I'll just have this for my little afternoon snack, maybe not.
Somebody texted in vegan? Question mark.
Are crickets vegan?
Ooh.
I
would probably say no.
Buddy Holly was. There
I'd
you
say
go.
No.
Yeah, but not his bass player, Waylon Jennings. So what have you got coming up on your show?
What do I have coming up? Faking your kids have cancer for 10 years, good or bad move. That, along with the worst person you know, and has anybody pled guilty to, hey, I know a guy, in terms of getting we're not allowed to have a two-tier medical system in this country, but if you know a guy, that's different.
Hey, if I knew a guy, I'm there.
No,
Aren't
I mean
you?
being bumped up.
Yeah.
Would you not feel guilty about that?
No.
It's not supposed to discriminate, Jerry.
Would you do it?
How sick am I?
Okay, there you go. Did you see the thing this morning? 4.5 years. We'll see you in 4.5 years.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. And you know what the most amazing part of that thing was? The note on the bottom. If you're going to make alternate arrangements, let us know as soon as possible.
So true.
Jeez.
Wow.
Lianne, Phillipson.com, Sproutright.com. Jim Richards later on this radio station afternoon. Thanks to you both.
Today.
Thank you.
For 4 hours today. Oh, okay, good for you. The average annual water bill will be close to $1,000 next year in Toronto. News on that coming up on News Talk 1010.
Have a good weekend, folks.
Thanks.
Doing the